What show failed because someone left the show? Suits when Mike Ross and Rachel left. The entire premise of the show is based off of Mike and his talents as well as his love interest. Everything cool about the show was Mike and his photographic memory. It's where all of the conflict and resolution came from. Without that, it's just a legal drama. It's like if Tony Soprano, Don Draper, or Dr. House left their shows. Sure, the other characters are cool, but they were the show. It kinda left audiences feeling, what's the point? Especially for several more seasons that dragged on. House when Lisa Edelstein left. House might have been the main character, but it was Cody who brought out his human side. Without her, he became an annoying asshole even more so than usual, not to mention the whole reason for her character's departure, aka House homicidal stint that completely ruined his character for me. I'm going real old school with Mission Impossible. When Stephen Hill left, changing him out with Peter Graves actually got better, but Martin Landau and Barbara Bain left at the end of season 3, it was never quite as good, despite decent acting attempts by Leonard Nimoy, Sam Elliott, Linda Day George, or Leslie Ann Warren. American Gods. Season 1 was so fun and great. Then, everyone important left just because stars couldn't cough up an extra $15 million. They proceeded to run it into the ground with seasons 2 and 3. Fucking sucked. People rave about Sandman, but American Gods was fascinating. Hasn't failed yet, but have officially lost all interest in Grey's Anatomy now that Meredith has left, and I see a lot of others have the same opinion. They're trying so hard to keep the show going with a new batch of interns, but TBH, it should have ended a few years ago. After David Lynch was forced to reveal the killer in Twin Peaks and left the show during season 2, the quality of the episodes dropped, leading to some actors not going back to play their characters in the movie Fire Walk with Me and the third season The Return. Sliders after the professor left. Of course, John Rhys Davis left because he felt the writing quality was going downhill, so he was just reading the writing on the wall. It was such a cool concept for a show that just didn't pan out. Happy days when Richie left. I mean, the show had already jumped the shark literally, it is the trope namer, but choosing to continue without Ron Howard was a mistake. Whatever happened to that kid anyways? The Golden Girls. Bea Arthur decided to leave this series, so it didn't get any new seasons after that. The series literally ends with the remaining characters hugging and crying, as Bea's character leaves. Niche but Northern Exposure without Fleischman. He was a glue and you couldn't have that audience surrogate without him. It's good he wasn't gone for long before they ended it, but still. Doesn't work. Once Upon a Time was already dying a slow death, but the last season when many of the original cast left was unwatchable for me. I don't think I made it 10 minutes into the first episode. Silicon Valley on HBO didn't necessarily fail, but it probably would have been a lot more interesting if Peter Gregory Christopher Welch lived. Sadly, he died after the first season. Grey's Anatomy after Derek left. I can't tell you how many of my friends' moms stopped watching after that. I still watch, but now Meredith, who is the titular character, is gone. Billions when Damian Lewis left, his wife was dying. It was never a top-tier show but still enjoyable. The last couple seasons without him being the star were rough. Daily Show and Jon Stewart. Not only did the show suffer, but the political and current event awareness of an entirely voting demographic declined tremendously. The Witcher, and it's because that BS director booted Henry Cavill because she thinks he's too enthusiastic about playing Geralt. That is a load of BS. Pains me to say, Superstore. I say this as an Amy fan, the show should have been able to survive without her. The other characters were great as well. Craig Ferguson in The Late Late Show. Dude was such a charismatic comedic genius, and his replacement was such a moronic buffoon of an imbecile. Witchblade was cancelled after only one season because they had to fire the lead actress due to her being an alcoholic that proved unreliable. Glee after Corey Monteith died. It was generally bad after High School ended, but he was definitely the piece that held them all together. CSI Vegas when Grissom left. But always Only Fools and Horses when Uncle Albert passed away. Shouldn't have done any extra episodes. News Radio when they replaced Phil Hartman with John Lovitz. Nothing against Lovitz, but there really is no replacing Phil Hartman. Castle. They fired Stana after season 8, and though they technically got renewed, season 9 got cancelled after the backlash. Stargate SG-1 when Richard Dean Anderson stepped into his general role was weak, and then totally ruined once he left. Discovery might own the rights to the name Mythbusters, but it ain't goddamned Mythbusters without Savage and Heineman. Key find to this when the Golden Girls ended and spun off into Golden Palace without Bea Arthur. Mom when Anna Faris left in season 7. Season 8 was its last. Edited last season was season 8. First one that came to mind was that '70s show. When Topher Grace left, it jumped the shark. The West Wing didn't fail when Aaron Sorkin left, but the quality went down significantly. Beauty and the Beast tanked when Linda Hamilton Perlman was great in that show. House of Cards, when Spacey left. A shit person but an amazing actor, really unfortunate. I know the show still exists, but I still can get over how dirty NBC did Conan O'Brien. The Good Wife went to shit after they killed off Will. Likewise with Sweet on Bones. 8 Rules for Dating My Daughter, but John Ritter passed away, so a little different. I don't think it failed, but I stopped watching Grey's Anatomy when Derek died. Grey's Anatomy after most of the OG cast left. Christina, Lexi, Mark, Derek. I still liked Silicon Valley without TJ Miller, but it wasn't quite the same. Misfits when the main cast started to leave. It just went downhill so fast. 2.5 Men. I know Charlie didn't leave, but it was never the same. The OC when Misha Barton left. Marissa Cooper's shit made that show go. How much coke did Charlie Sheen do? Enough to kill 2.5 Men. 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, after John Ritter died. Killing Eve. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is head writer and showrunner. That '70s show replacing Eric with Randy was truly awful. I have a feeling we're about to find out with The Witcher. Criminal Minds went downhill after Hotch and Derek left. Shameless US version after Emmy Rossum left the show. Walking Dead ain't Walking Dead without Rick Grimes. ER slowly failed when Doug, Carol, Mark, Peter left.